Alrighty. Oh. Whew. It was a good week for pickups. Hey everybody, Mr. Eric Jenkins coming at you with a brand new video. And today is a wild and wacky, crazy Mail Monday because a lot of the stuff that you saw in the first couple seconds of this video came from one sale. One, count 'em, one estate sale. Which I'm going to get into the story behind that estate sale as well, and kind of a little estate sale thrifting 101 kind of thing. But if you like this type of stuff, please consider subscribing. We are very close to 150 subs, so that is awesome. Thank you so much for the love and support you guys have been bringing me on this channel, whether you're here for Pokemon cards, video game items, baseball cards. For some reason, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoy the video, and let me know down below what you guys picked up this week, because there's been a lot of tag sales popping off. And if you're a thrifter like I used to be, that was just grinding every Saturday and Sunday trying to get some good deals, this is the time. People are home. People are cleaning the house out. People are moving. The housing market is nutty, so people are getting the H out of the Northeast and going somewhere else. So, Rule 101, or Rule 1, is always ask. Never be afraid to ask if they have something. If you collect cards, baseball cards, if you collect video game stuff, if you collect jewelry, ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, because this is how this all came about, which I'm going to get into the story now. If you didn't watch last week's Mail Monday video, I do highly advise you do, because there's some great JRPG PS2 games in there from this same sale. So it's a continuing cycle, and there's probably going to be a couple more videos coming from this one sale down the future. So I get to the estate sale late Saturday, took my lunch break, popped over there, asked if they had any video game stuff. There was one of my buddies went there. He said that there was a bunch of stuff. Apparently he had like a huge media shrine. He said it was right up your alley. And then he said, don't worry about the sticker prices. They're very high, but he's going to chop them down like 40 to 60%. I go, okay. So I ask if they have any video game stuff. They pull out a box of disc-based games. I pull out all the PS2 games I want. And it equaled to almost like $250. Made a deal, and then I asked, do you happen to have any more gaming stuff? And she goes, well, sort of. And as she's coming back out, I do notice out of the corner of my eye a Nintendo 64 peripheral box. And I'm like, interesting. That's right up my alley. And then I ask, is this stuff for sale? She goes, kind of. It's kind of weird when a person that's selling stuff says kind of for sale. So I lift the box up, and there's a bunch of just boxes of Game Boys games, N64 games, just the boxes. Boxes. No games, no manuals, nothing. And she goes, my husband kept these boxes for some reason. I don't know why. Which later to find out, I know why. Because he liked to keep his stuff very nice. He would put the games in the little rental snap cases, the jewel cases, and there he went. And he had a very good eclectic taste. JRPGs for the disc-based consoles. He was big into Magic the Gathering, which unfortunately she did not have Magic the Gathering cards, and a lot of Japanese animation. And he had a lot of import stuff, which I couldn't find the Famicom, their Super Famicom for it. So anyway, she said, I'm like, what do you want for the whole box? She goes, come back next week, I'm going to put it aside for you. Fast forward to Saturday, and I get there, and there's a bunch of people scanning stuff on their phones, looking stuff up, and how much is this? And it's a Super Nintendo. How much is this? It's a PS3. And she goes, I don't know. And is it complete? I don't know, is what she said. I'm like, oh, crap. I'm like, she's nervous. I'm like, oh, that's whatever. Then she goes, oh, Eric's here. Hold on. So she kind of deviates from these guys looking stuff up and pulls this giant tote out of just boxes. And they kind of just look at me like I just shot somebody. They're in awe. They're like, who's this guy? So I said, do you have a price? And she goes, I don't. And I want to be fair with you. And because you came back and you're giving me insight on stuff, and then people kept asking, is this complete? Do you have the controller for this? Do you have this? She goes, there's this boxes everywhere of stuff. Are you doing anything today? And I go, well, I have to work at 10, and it was like 9 o'clock. But I'm free tomorrow. She goes, okay, come by tomorrow. I'm going to still have the sale going on. If you can come by and kind of gather up all the gaming stuff, put it together, and kind of give me an idea of what it's worth. And I will compensate you for your time. And I go, okay, cool. So fast forward to Sunday, and I'm there for a couple hours, and we're talking, and she keeps my boxes outside, or she brings my box out, and I'm getting ready to go, and she just throws me a number. She goes, "You've been very helpful." She threw a bunch of extra things into my bag because we were talking about how much I like The Simpsons, and I like baseball cards. So she's like, "If you can come back and help me with the baseball cards and the media wall, that would be amazing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll help you out." So I'm hopefully going back to see if there's any cool baseball cards, as well as more video game stuff, because there's stuff that I found, no boxes for, no games, but there's manuals, and I found like the box for this, but no game, and I found the game for this, and there's no disc there. Crazy stuff. So this might be a month-long thing, but I wouldn't have known if I didn't ask. So let's get into it. I know you guys saw them right in the beginning, so let's get into those first. We have a pretty clean, minus like the sticker, we have a Super NES control deck. The Link to the Past pack-in variant. This has the styrofoam as well as the baggies, but I don't think the paperwork is in here. But this is a very clean box. Up there, it's out of frame, but I do have the Donkey Kong Country box. That one's complete in box. So this is just a nice box to have. Another console I remember having back in the day, the PS2 Slim. My parents got me this way back on a Black Friday when Circuit City was still around. Circuit City ran out, so I went down the street to GameStop and they had a whole bunch. So PS2 Slim. This has the baggies and the tray, but no paperwork. But a complete boxed console, no console, but like all the bags, all the paperwork, and a very minty box, a Nintendo 64 base charcoal. With the purchase date of 8/27/1997. Where were you? 8/27/1997. You know where I was? Getting ready for my first day of kindergarten, probably. That was probably coming up in the next couple days. So I was young AF during that time. So that's cool. Sticking with the theme of the Nintendo 64, we have a lot of these are just box only. Some of the games I found, but I'm like, I don't need these games. I have pretty much the entire library, except like 10 games that I sold off recently. So it is whatever. Tetrasphere box. I had that back in the day, but I got rid of it. Duke Nukem 64 box. This is cart and box because she just like started throwing like games into my box. Doom 64 box. That's a really cool one. There was also like Quake and Quake 2, which if they're still there, I'll probably buy them because I don't think I have those boxed. I have Quake 2, but not Quake. Unless the box might be downstairs. I have boxes in the basement. I have boxes in a tote that need to get built. So I don't even know. One of these days I'll go through this whole shelf. Maybe with you guys I'll go through that. Memory card for the Nintendo 64. We have Rush Extreme Racing, which when I was going through my basement this weekend with Allie, I did find my Rush 2 box. GoldenEye box. This is a box upgrade because this is a damn clean box. Not the player's choice one. So I'm going to figure out which one's cleaner. I know probably one's going to go to my brother. And then we have some peripherals. We have a black controller box, a gray controller box, still with price tags, which is dope. I'm a sucker for price tags. The Super Nintendo actually has an EB price sticker on it for $99.99. Eric Editing, can you put what the price of just that box is compared to the EB price sealed over here? Cool. And then this is the box that was peeking out, a yellow controller box, which I don't have a yellow controller. Psych, until now. Yellow controller with a very, very nice stick. That's pretty dope. So that's it for the PlayStation, or the Nintendo 64 stuff. Let's go to the PlayStation stuff. So one thing that I love weird shit like this. We have a PlayStation 2 DVD remote, still sealed in its kind of clamshelly plastic. This wasn't a necessity for the PlayStation 2 because you can still use the actual controller. But for the original Xbox, this was a necessity for your console because for some reason they locked out the DVD function, so you had to buy the remote for like 30 bucks. Good for you, Microsoft. You got us on that one. But it was really cool back in the day. The PS2 was the same price, if not cheaper, than most DVD players on the market. So a lot of families opted to get a gaming console versus a DVD player. Or I think maybe like for a little bit more you can get the gaming console. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I was always envious of people that had it because DVDs were starting to become a big thing, and we were still on that VHS trend. Going to Blockbuster, we like just bypassed the wall of new arrivals. We had to go to like the DVD era or the VHS area, but it's whatever. Now I collect this crap and whatever. So next up, we've got some PS1 items and PS2 items, which are pretty rad. This was just hanging out in a random box of tools. This is the Legend of Logia manual and back piece, but it's supposed to be a 2-disc set, and it's missing like the disc in half of the case. So she's just like, I'll just take it. Oh, this is the 1-disc version. All the other ones I was seeing were like 2 discs, so it's basically just the manual and the back piece. So if I find it loose one day, I can put it together. So that's cool. I always thought it was 2 discs. We have a copy of Dragon Quest VIII, which they were asking $25 on. A little high, but that's okay. They gave that to me for a good price because I actually got this one, which is the big box edition from the same sale the week prior for the same price. So that's dope. We have a copy of Warriors of Might and Magic on the PS1. We have a Black Label copy of Final Fantasy VII. And then probably one of the cooler finds, we have Wild Arms 2. These discs are very, very good condition. A lot of this stuff was in great shape, minus just being in boxes and being stacked on top of each other. So that's pretty much like the main wear and tear of it. Next, we are going to go into the one kind of oddball thing that I found was an Aussie grip for the Super Famicom. This is still like mint in the bag. This I don't think was ever used. So it's a really kind of weirdly configured Super Famicom controller, and they also did PS1 versions of this. There were a bunch of these like just loose, just hanging out, and I'm like, holy crap, I should just get a couple of these. So, like I said, if during the next few weeks, I'm going to probably pick up some more stuff, so I might, but this was the only boxed one, so I'm like, I'm grabbing this, 100%. Next is, another kind of Japanese thing. We have Project AKO, a anime from 1986 on VHS. This is the only VHS that was out in the sale. So I ended up just grabbing it. I don't know anything about it, but it looks to be pretty interesting. And then we've got our manuals and booklets. This is something that I am looking for in the house, or when she brings out more stuff. She had a Secret of Evermore guide. A little bit of water damage, but where's the game? Where's the box? Where's the manual for Secret of Evermore? That'd be cool. There were a bunch of Magic the Gathering and like trading card game magazines. So I grabbed a handful or 4 of the ones that included anime or Pokemon on the front cover. She said she got rid of the Magic cards early, like when he passed. So that's one less thing I had to look at. But she's like, I went through all of it and I sold it to like a card shop. So hopefully she got a good deal from that. And then we also have the Super Nintendo Doom guide, which is pretty cool, and a Halo Combat Evolved guide with a rip, but that's okay. And then the rest of these are Game Boy games. 2 of them I ended up finding that I find like Frankenstein, ironically, Frankensteining them together, going through random boxes in the garage. Like just trying to find the cords for the Xbox, and here's the manual, like just in the bottom of it. So it was kind of all over the place, which was kind of was a cool little hunt, if you will. So these are all just loose boxes. And now there was a guy that was looking at a lot of the Nintendo stuff, and didn't know what to offer them, and got mad when I pulled out one of the boxes from my box that she held off, and he's like, oh, I want that, and she's like, no, Eric, that's Eric's. You can't have that. We have Solomon's Club by Tecmo. We have Arcade Classics 3, Galaga and Galaxian. We have Arcade Classics 4, Defender and Joust. We have Q-Billion, which I've never heard of before, but it looks like a mousy looking puzzle game. Mylon's Secret Castle, put out by Hudson Soft. We have Super Breakout and Battle Zone, Arcade Classics. And this hurt me a little bit. Adventure Island 2 box. This was getting crushed, so I'm like, oh, please get the boxes off these boxes. Please, for my sanity. And then one that I did puzzle piece together, probably the worst condition box, unfortunately. But I ended up puzzling it all out. I think it's just missing its map, if it has a map. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. So I found the manual first, and then I found the box, and then I'm like, well, where's the game? Well, that's why it's kind of flopping out. I think there's something in here. Nope. So I ended up puzzling it all together, so that's cool. Because this goes for a decent amount now, which is great. And I remember wanting to get this for my collection a long time ago, and I was like, I don't want to pay that price. Well, so I guess it does help that I waited. And then the best conditioned Game Boy game, which I ended up also puzzle piecing together, and that the other guy was a little upset about, is a copy of Link's Awakening. So this has the manual, the box, and the game cartridge. Only thing is that little bit of lifting and wear on the top of it, but it is very, very clean for the most part. Very excited about this. Yeah, it's a Zelda game, and it's on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, so that's pretty cool. And then last, we also have this manual, which I want to find the game. The Miniature Golf Madness, Itchy and Scratchy. Hopefully I can find that somewhere in the next couple weeks as I go through and see what else they have for sale. But I mentioned that I was a Simpsons fan. So she dropped a bunch of stuff in my box as well. We have the Talking Beer opener. Unfortunately, the batteries on this are dead. The Pizza Cutter, which this still works.
The most beautiful word in the English language, pizza.
So, ironically, this is from Bob's, the clothing store. Because I remember actually seeing these when I was a young lad, and it says Bob's price $9.99. So, like I said, sucker for price stickers. Here's another sucker one, 75% off. This is from Borders. This is the Simpsons dice game. It looks like it's a Yahtzee kind of game. 4 Duff Beer dice cups, so I guess it's very similar to Yahtzee. And then one game that I had, but not this packaging, is the Simpsons trivia game. I have the Ultimate Edition, which is like the square. So this is actually, I like this tin a lot better. Love this, and it comes with the cast poster, which is really cool. So that's it from that sale. A lot of the stuff, like I said, just super cool to see out in the wild. And the time that I gave her, bandaging up the cords, helping with some of the sale items, dragging boxes out of to the garage and going through stuff. She made me a very, very, very super fair offer. She said $125, and I just said, I'll give you $140 for everything. I don't have change, so here's $140. And I'll help you with other stuff as well. I know alone, like that Nintendo 64 box is close to $100, like $80 to $100. But thank you so much for helping me out, Miss Seller, because you are helping my collection immensely. And then 2 work pickups, and then we'll close things off with the 2 work pickups. We have a game that I've wanted in my collection for a very long time, and I'll take it as it is, Bart and the Beanstalk for the original Game Boy. When I first started collecting video games, I really wanted this complete in box. And I was like, there's no way I'm spending like $250 on a Game Boy game. I'm like, there's no way. You are hard-pressed to find this game less than $350 complete in box right now. The cart is still expensive. I mean, for a okay Simpsons game, it's like 35 bucks. So I was very excited to pick that up. And then we got 3 Game Boy Advance games. We've got Spyro Orange. We've got Donkey Kong Country. And Sonic 2 Advance. These were $2 a piece. Somebody came into the store and wanted to trade some games, and so they traded some games, and I, first dibs on them, because some of the games that they bought were my collection, so that's pretty cool. But thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Leave a like down below. Let me know what you guys collected this week. Did you have any good luck in your retail establishments, at your garage sales, your flea markets? Flea market season, baby. Gotta get out there. Gotta get out there and make those deals. Hustle. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below what you got. Stay tuned for like the next few weeks during the summer. I'm going to be going to this place fairly often, so there's going to probably be more video game and media pickups. But yeah, thank you so much for checking out this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.